If you're anything like me, you love getting referrals from people. In fact, it's your favorite way to grow your business. It means that you've got satisfied customers and they're happy to refer people to you. But if you're anything like me, you probably also find networking events are really scary. So today I'm going to share with you 5 simple tips that you can use for actually enjoying a networking event. Let's get started. Hi, this is Ellen. I'm from Referrals Starter, and today I'm going to share with you 5 simple tips that you can use for actually enjoying a networking event. Now, I find networking events incredibly overwhelming and can be really quite scary because you're walking into a room full of people that you don't necessarily know. However, I use these 5 tips for actually making networking events really quite fun and using them as awesome ways of growing your business. So tip number 1 is research the people who are going to the networking event. Now, if you've got an event that you signed up for via Eventbrite or on social media or something like that, you can probably see who's actually going to be at this event. So you can research these people so that you can find who you might actually like to meet with while you're at the event. That means that you can actually approach these people, you've already got some common interests, and you've already done a little bit of research about them, so you've got some open questions you can ask them. The second tip I've got for you is choose the location you're going to stand in. So if you've arrived alone and you don't meet somebody at the front door as you're walking in, you're going to want to choose a great location to stand. So I suggest standing a couple of meters away from the bar or the food area or the coffee station, because people who are alone will gravitate towards those areas to make themselves a coffee or to get a drink. And then as they're walking away from those areas, you'll be standing there and you'll be able to capture their attention and be able to have a chat to them. Now, my third tip is discuss stuff that you've got in common with these people. If you've already done your research on these people, then you'll have things in common that you already know that you can chat with them. If you happen to meet someone that you haven't researched yet, then you've got the networking event in common. So you can ask things like, who invited you today? Or what made you decide to come? Or do you live locally? So you can get the ball rolling with those sorts of questions about things that you both have in common in relation to the networking event. Now, the fourth tip I want to give you is look for people who are standing on their own, because these people are in the same situation that you and I are in. They're also overwhelmed and feeling a bit overcome by the concept of being at this networking event all on their own. So if you can find someone who's standing on their own and go up to them and offer a friendly face and a listening ear, they will be so grateful that you took the time to come up and see them. So look for these people and look to make the event more enjoyable for them as well. And then my 5th tip is listen to the conversations you're having. So there's a difference between listening to respond and listening to hear and understand. So make sure that when you're chatting to people, you're actually having conversations and listening to them before you're thinking about what you're going to say in response. Listen to them so that you can actually hear and understand what they're saying. And even though it might sound like such a small thing, it will make a huge difference to these people and the experience they have at the networking event, and of course then the experience they have of you at the networking event as well. Now, I've got a bonus tip for you, and this tip is to follow up with people. If you meet someone who might make a great referral partner, or who you just really hit it off with, who you just would love to catch up with again outside of a networking event, follow these people up within 72 hours, because that means that you'll still be fresh in their mind, they'll still remember who you are, and And when they hear from you, they'll be really delighted to hear from you. Now, these 5 tips are all about using networking to make a great experience to develop referral partners. And referral marketing is actually one of the things that I highly recommend if you're going to be growing your rent roll. Now, if you want some extra tips on how to get more landlord leads so that you can grow your rent roll, download my free report, which is just the 5 things you must be doing right now to get more landlord leads. And you can just go to rentrollstarter.com.au/5, the number 5 things, and you can download the free guide there, and that will give you 5 simple steps that you can take to generate more landlord leads into your business. I hope these tips were really useful for you as you move into your next networking event, and I hope that you're able to embrace networking as a way of getting more landlord leads and growing your rent roll. I'd love to hear from you when you get a chance to implement these tips, and I'd love to hear what an impact it made at your next networking event. I'm Ellen from Rent Roll Starter, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.